Alright, so this is going to be a quick tutorial. A few people have asked how to do the bobble stitch, so I'm going to do a quick tutorial. I'm going to make one square up. I picked the easiest square, which is a cloud. We'll see if we can get you to learn how to do the bobble stitch. Once you've done a few of them, you will pick it up quite easily. Okay, this is a blanket that I made also. It says love at the top. Hugs at the bottom. Also learnt this off a tutorial. This has been made with 2 strands of DK yarn to make it really nice and thick and chunky. So to get you started, let's just make an easy square, which is going to be a cloud. So we're going to be making, this is part of a baby blanket that I've got up at the minute, this cloud. It's one of the easiest ones that I could find and the quickest ones to make up, and there's not that many bobbles in it. So we're going to make this up this evening. Okay, so we start off with a chain. Just alter that camera so let's start. A chain of 30. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Just going to adjust that down slightly. Sorry about that. We're then going to the second chain of the hook. So not the first chain, the second chain. Then turn it into 29 stitches. Do this all the way along, so into each chain we do a single crochet, and this is US terms. So in each chain, in each hole, this is for the single crochet, put our hook in, we pull our yarn up, yarn over, pull the 2 loops off, go into the next chain, put your hook in, wrap that yarn over and pull it up, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull 2 loops off. So this is a single crochet. Again, in that stitch, pull that yarn under, yarn over, pull the 2 stitches off. This is a quick stitch to make, but it also takes a while to, if you're making a baby blanket with it, it'll take a very, very long time to make up. But it is a good stitch to work with if you want a baby blanket, etc., with no holes in it. A lot of people think that crochet, you can't make a blanket without any holes in it, but you can, especially if you use a single crochet. And you can also make a lot of modern blankets. A lot of people think that crochet, your blankets are going to look quite old-fashioned, but with the stitches that you can do now, you wouldn't be able to buy anything like this out of a shop. So in the hole, pull that yarn up, yarn over, pull 2 stitches over, back into that hole, next chain, pull your yarn up, yarn over, 2 loops off. We just do this all the way across. Remember, we have now turned this chain into a chain of 29. The first row always does look loose, but don't worry about that because it does straighten itself out once we do a few more rows. So put your hook in, pull that yarn up, yarn over, pull 2 off, and at the end of each row, always remember to do a chain 1 and turn your work. So to start the cloud, we need 7 rows of the single crochet. So we've just done our first row, so I'll take that off. We need 6 more rows, so I'll do this row with yourselves. So you always go down, I'll just show you that again, into this very first stitch. And we need 29. Five, 6. So in the hole, pull that yarn up, yarn over, pull 2 off. Hole in the next chain, pull that yarn up, yarn over, 2 loops off. We'll just continue this. This is row 2 now. So once we've done this row, I've got 5 rows left. So I will pause it after this row and I will meet you back on the 7th row. Put your hook in that stitch, pull that yarn up, 2 loops on the up, yarn over, pull the 2 loops off. My other videos, yes, I did make them quite fast because they weren't made for beginners. They were for if you knew the single crochet and the bobble stitch. Because to make a square up, if you've been making it yourselves, you will know that it takes a good hour or so to make 1 square. So I try to condense the videos down as much as possible. So in that hole, which is a stitch, pull that yarn under, so we hook it underneath that hook, yarn over, pull them 2 loops off. This is our last stitch. So we just get our hook, and just push right into it. Yarn over, chain 1. So we have 5 more rows to do. So I'll do my next 5 rows and I shall meet you back at the end of row 7. Okay, so there's the 7 crochet. We're now going to do row 8, which is the first row of the bobbles. So we need 6 single crochet. We go down into the very first hole. We do a single crochet. And again, so the very next stitch, put your hook in, pull that yarn up, yarn over, pull 2 over, that's 2 stitches. Yarn in, hook in, sorry. Pull that yarn up, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull them 2 loops off. So that's 3 stitches, 4, 5, 6. Now we need, this is where we can really learn you the bobbles, because we need 9 bobbles, and in between each bobble we need a single crochet. So to do your bobble, so we're going to the next stitch, we yarn over, put our hook into that stitch, we pull the yarn up, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, take 2 off, yarn over, back into that same stitch, pull some more yarn up, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull 2 stitches off, 3 loops on the hook. Excuse this little knot here, but this is just the practice piece, so I won't really worry about that. So now we've got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, put our hook in, pull a new piece of yarn up. We now have 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, take 2 off, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, back in, pull another loop up. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on the hook, take them all off, yarn over, close. We then do a single crochet. This is the second bobble, so we yarn over, go into that very next stitch, we pull a loop up, yarn over, we take 2 off, yarn back over, back into that stitch, we pull another loop up, yarn over, pull 2 off, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, back in, then pull another stitch up, yarn back over, pull 2 off, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, put our hook in, pull another piece of yarn up, yarn over, take 2 loops off, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, put the hook in, then pull another piece of yarn up, yarn over, take 2 off. So we have 6 loops on the hook, and then yarn over. You can pull these down so they're nice and straight, and then we just slip them all off, and then to close it off we yarn over, bring this loop over, that closes that shut. We then go into the next stitch, we do a single crochet. We're now doing our third bubble. Yarn over into that hole, which is our stitch. We twist our hook, pull that yarn up, we yarn over, take 2 loops off. We yarn over, put that hook through, pull another piece up, yarn over, take 2 more loops off. Yarn over, back in, pull another piece of yarn up, yarn over, 2 off. So we're always taking 2 loops off at a time, and we do it until we have 6 loops left on the hook. 2, 3, 4, 5. We yarn over, go back into that stitch, we pull our yarn up, yarn over, pull 2 loops off, 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull them all off. Then we close it together by yarning over at the top, pulling this loop over, that closes them shut. We then do a single crochet, we then yarn over. So we, in each hole, when we do a bobble, we go in and out of it 5 times. So that's 1 time, that's 2 times, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. Yarn over, take them 2 off, 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull them all off, yarn over, close it together, single crochet, another bubble, go into that very next stitch, put your hook in, pull a piece of yarn up, yarn over, 2 loops off, yarn over, back in, pull that yarn back up, yarn over, 2 off. So always remember, every time you yarn over and you go through and pull another piece of yarn up, we're taking 2 loops off every time until we have 6 loops on the hook, and we go in and out that stitch 5 times. And with a single crochet, we now need another bubble. So we go, so we start off, so this is our single crochet, yarn over, this is our next stitch, we go in, pull that yarn up, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, 2 off, yarn over, back into that stitch, pull another piece of yarn up, yarn over, 2 off, yarn over, back into the hook, the stitch, sorry, yarn over, 2 loops off, yarn over, back in, pull another piece of yarn up, yarn over, 2 off, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, back in, pull another piece of yarn up, yarn over. Just be careful, to me it's easy pulling these stitches off, the 2 stitches all the time, so at first you will find it difficult like I did, but eventually they will just slip off themselves. Always remember, between each bubble we always do a single crochet. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bubbles. Now on our 7th bubble, so we go in and out 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, pull them all off, yarn over your hook again at the top, pull this loop over, that closes them shut. We then do a single crochet. So how many have we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 2 more to finish this row. So yarn over into that stitch, pull a piece of yarn up, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, take 2 loops off, yarn over, back in, pull another piece up, yarn over, 2 off, yarn over into the stitch, pull a new piece up, yarn over, 2 off, yarn over into the stitch, pull another piece up, yarn over, 2 off, yarn over into the stitch, pull the yarn up, yarn over, 2 off, 6 loops on the hook, and then we slide them all off, yarn over, pull this over your hook, that closes it shut. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so we need one more for this row, so the next stitch is a single crochet. So we go into the stitch, pull up, yarn over, 2 off, so in and out 5 times, yarning over every time and then taking 2 loops off. So I'll just slow down a little bit. So that is our 9 bobbles. We then finish off with 6 single crochet. So back down into that very next stitch, 1 2 3 4 5 6. We then chain 1, turn our work, and I'll show you how we do our single crochets on the back of the bobbles. So we need 29 single crochet. So you can start very first stitch down here, so that's stitch 1, stitch 2, stitch 3, stitch 4, 5, 6. Now our single crochet on the bobble is at the back, so there's a bobble at the front. If you just turn it over, you can see like a V shape at the back, so it's just at the back. If I put my hook under, you can see like a V shape. So you just pull your yarn up, pull your hook over your yarn, pull that up as normal, and you do your single crochet. Always remember to go into the middle, because in the middle of each bobble we had a single crochet also. So where this V is where we go down, we put our hook in, and then we do a single crochet again. So our next bobble, we've got the V shape at the back, put your hook in, and then we just do a single crochet. Back down here into the V, single crochet, 2 loops at the back of the bobble, put your hook in, pull it up, single crochet, go into that middle stitch, yarn over, 2 off, find your 2 stitches at the back of the bobble again, put your hook in, yarn over, pull your yarn up, yarn over, 2 off, single crochet, back into this center stitch again, single crochet, and we just do this all the way along. So at the back you find the V shape, 2 stitches, carry it on, go into that middle, so after you've done a few of these you will really get used to them, and it'll just become normal to you to know just how to do the bobble stitch. And to be honest, once you've done a few bobble squares or bobble patterns, you won't want to put your hook down. I mean, as you can see, my old tutorial is full of just the bobble stitch. Okay, so we go back into that last stitch. We then chain 1 and turn our work. So there is our row of 9 bobbles. Our next row is 4 single crochet. So we go down to that very first hole, do 4 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3 and 4. We now need a bobble, so yarn over, go back into that next stitch, pull a piece of yarn up, yarn over, 2 loops off, yarn over, back into that same stitch, we pull another piece of yarn up, yarn over, 2 loops off, yarn over, back into that stitch, pull another piece of yarn up, yarn over, 2 loops off, yarn over, back in, pull another piece of yarn up, yarn over, 2 off, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, back into that same stitch, we pull another piece up, yarn over, these are 2 stitches at the front that we hook off, 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, take them all off, yarn over again, and then we slip that over, that closes them together. We now need 20 single crochet. So I'm going to do my 20 single crochet because I think you might know how to do it now. It's very easy. And then I'll meet you back on the 20th stitch. Okay, so I've done my 20 single crochet. We're now onto a bobble. So yarn over. After a while, these, you'll just get used to it. You just know where to put the stitches, how to do the stitches, how many times to yarn over, go in the stitch. But yeah, when I first started, I just did the granny stitch. That's all I knew, and also the double crochet. But after a while, I got bored, and I did want to move on to more harder projects. I think I moved on to the so we've done that bobble stitch, so we're now finishing with 3 single crochet. Yeah, so I wanted to move on to more harder projects. I like to challenge myself. So the next row is 29 more single crochet all the way along. So I go along with you, do a few more stitches. So first stitch, second stitch. So our third stitch is here right before this bobble, right just there. So go into that stitch, then go back into them 2 stitches at the back of the bobble, put your hook in and just do a single crochet. So pull that yarn up, yarn over, 2 off, next stitch right just there next to the bobble, put your hook in, and we just do this all the way along until we get to the end of the row. Okay, so we just continue like this all the way along. So I'll continue this row. I hope that I'm doing it slow enough for you, especially the bobbles, so that you can actually see Like I say, I know I don't do them slow normally because I wasn't learning stitches then. I was just showing you how to do a bobble graph. So you needed to know the single crochet and the bobble. But some people don't know how to do the bobble yet. I've had a lot of people comment on how lovely the blankets are, but they don't know how to do the actual bobble stitch. Okay, remember at the end of each row, chain 1, turn your work. Now on to row 12, which is 3 single crochets. So back down into that very first chain, and we do 1, 2, 3 single crochet. You then need a bobble, so yarn over, back into that hole, pull the yarn up, yarn over, take 2 off, yarn over. So like I say, we just go in and out 5 times, yarning over and taking 2 off every time. So we yarn over, put the hook in, put a new piece of yarn up, yarn over, take 2 off, 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, put them all off, close that together. We now need 20 single crochet, so go into this very next stitch. Okay, so we need 20 single crochet. So I'll do my 20 single crochet and I shall meet you back at the end. Okay, so I've done my, make sure on the correct row, 1, 2, on our third row, so 1, 2, 3, 22 single crochet. Just double check that I've done that correct. Yeah, so row 12 was 22 single crochet, not 20. So 21, 22. Then do another bobble, so you yarn over, back into that next stitch, put a piece of yarn up, yarn over, 2 off. You might find it really fiddly at first, but you will honestly get used to it. Always make sure you've got 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over, take them all off and close. We then finish this row with 2 single crochet. Chain 1, turn your work. Row 13 is 29 single crochet. So just go all the way along again with 29 single crochet. So back down to that very first loop, that chain, sorry, put a piece of yarn up, yarn over, pull them 2 loops off. The next stitch is right just there next to that bobble stitch. So that's 2 stitches. Then go into this V shape at the back, 2 stitches, put your hook in, and I just twist my hook round to catch the yarn underneath that hook, pull that yarn under, yarn over, 2 loops off. Very next stitch is just here, so we just do this all the way across until we get to the end. The good thing to do is I always count my stitches either in my head or out loud, and if you know you've got the correct amount of stitches at the end, you've more than likely 99% got that row correct, and put your bobbles where you need them. Okay, so I'm going to finish this row off, and then I will meet you back at the end. Okay, so we're now on the next stitch. I've done my chain 1 on the next row, sorry. We now need 2 single crochet. So 1, 2. We now need a bobble. So we'll do this really slow as possible. Okay, so we now need 23 single crochet. First stitch is right just there next to this bubble. Just bring it down, and we do a single crochet, and we need 23 of these. So I'm going to do my 23, and I will meet you back at the end. So done my 23. We now need another bubble. So I'll try and do this. When I say try, sorry, it's just because I'm used to just doing it fast. So always remember, just yarn over, take 2 off all the time, go in, put a new piece up, yarn over, 2 off, yarn over, hook in, new piece up, yarn over, 2 off, 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull them down if you want, because I know when I first started I struggled to get that hook under them all. Then yarn over and close. Now I need 2 single crochet. Remember, this is US terms. And then chain 1, turn as work. We now need 29 single crochet for the next row, because in between each bobble row we have to do a row of single crochet. So I'll do a few of these stitches with you. So hopefully when we've finished your square, you would have made a bobble cloud. If you like the video tutorial and you was able to follow it okay, please leave me a comment and a thumbs up. Also subscribe. I picked the cloud also because it was one of the easiest ones to do, also with less bobbles in it. I didn't want to pick anything too complicated. Because this square has got more rows, I think, than in it than bobbles. Because obviously we start off with 7 at the top, and I think we finish off with 8 at the bottom. Sorry, I was just putting some yarn. So yeah, just all the way along. So yeah, hopefully at the end you should have a nice cloud, and you could make loads of these up yourselves. Add another one of my squares to go with it and make a lovely baby blanket. I've got tutorials show you how to join them together also. So remember, we go at the back of this stitch and then you can pick any border of your choice to go round them. Okay, so we're now on row 16, which is 2 single crochet. So 1, 2. We then need a bobble. So in and out 5 times, taking 2 loops off at a time, whilst picking a fresh strand up from behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull them all off. Yarn over, close off. We now need 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. We now need another bobble. Hopefully you might have picked the bobble stitch up by now. It does look a bit intimidating at first when you see it, don't it? And you think, oh, I can't do that. But like I say, you will get used to it. Okay, so now we need 18 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We now need another bobble. If you found it easy to follow, please pop a comment down in the comment box. If you didn't, still pop a comment down in that comment box and let me know. Let me know what you didn't understand, and then I'll redo it again for you so that you do understand it. So I'm trying to do it as easy as possible, and then we finish off with 3 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1. So now we are on row 17, which is 29 more single crochet. So I'm going to go along and do these 29 single crochet, because I think you know how to do them by now, the single crochet. Always count your stitches, that's what I do. If you count your stitches, you can't go wrong. So remember to go behind this V shape at the back, 2 stitches, put your hook in, do your single crochet. Your next one is right just here. If you count your stitches, you can't go wrong. So I'm going to continue with this row of single crochet, and I will meet you back at the end. Okay, so row 18. Three single crochet, a bobble, so we have 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull them all off, close. We then need a single crochet. We then need another bobble, we then need 5 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then need another bobble, yarn over, 2 off, yarn over, in, pull that yarn up, yarn over, we then need 7 single crochet, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We then need another bobble, yarn over, in, pull yarn up, 2 off, yarn over, in, yarn up, yarn over, 2 off, yarn over, in the stitch, pull a new piece up, yarn over, 2 off, 6 loops on the hook, pull them all off. So 3 bubbles, single bubble, 5 bubbles, 7 bubble. We now need 4 single crochet, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We then need another bobble, doesn't matter if this stitch looks like it's got an hole in it either, because it hasn't. It does close up. We'll then finish off 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, turn your work. So your work should now be looking like this. Row 19 is 29 single crochet. So I'll do my 29 and then I'll meet you back at the end. Row 20 is 6 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then need 3 bobbles, and in between each bobble we do a single crochet. So remember, in and out this hole, this chain, 5 times. That leaves us 6 loops on the hook, and then do another single crochet, yarn over in the stitch, put a fresh piece up, yarn over, 2 on the hook, yarn over, put a new piece up, yarn over, 2 off, yarn over in the stitch, put a new piece up, yarn over, 2 off. Single crochet, yarn over in the stitch, put a new yarn up, 2 off, yarn over back into the stitch, pull up, yarn over, 2 off. Do this 5 times until we have 6 loops on the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yarn over, pull them all off. So we've got our 3 bobbles. We now need 9 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We then need another bobble. So in and out that stitch 5 times, taking 2 loops off every time whilst bringing a new piece up from behind. So yarn over in the stitch, put a new loop up, yarn over, 2 off, 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull them all off. So we've got 6 single, 3 times bobbles, 9 single crochet, bobble. We now need 2 single crochet, 1, 2. We then need another bobble, I know some videos are a lot shorter, learn you how to do stitches, but I thought if I learn you how to do a square with a bobble design in the middle of it, you might like it a lot more than just going backwards and forwards, doing bobble after bobble after bobble. It'd be nice to see an actual design there afterwards. Okay, we finish off with 5 single crochet, chain 1, turn your work. We're now on to row 21, 29 single crochet. So I shall do my 29 single crochet and then I shall meet you back at the end. row 22, 11 single crochet, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to need a bobble, so in and out this stitch 5 times, taking 2 loops off at a time and bringing a fresh piece up from behind. I need 7 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a bobble, and we'll finish off 9 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, chain 1, turn your work. Row 23 is 29 single crochet, so I shall do my 29 single crochet and I shall meet you back at the end. So this is the last row of bobble stitches, and we need 13 single crochet, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They need 3 bobbles. In between each bobble we do a single crochet, and this is the last row of bobbles for this cloud. The rest will be single crochet. So that's our first bubble. Go down to the very next stitch, single crochet, second bubble. So remember, yarn over, a fresh loop up, yarn over, 2 off, yarn over, go in the stitch, pick a fresh loop up, yarn over, 2 off, yarn over into the stitch, pick a fresh piece up, yarn over, 2 off, same again, yarn over into the stitch, pull that fresh piece up, yarn over, 2 off, and one more time, 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull them all off and close them off together, back down, single crochet and another bobble, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull them all off, tie them off. Now finish off with 11 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Chain 1, turn your work. So that is what you should have now, which is your actual cloud finished. We just now need to add some rows of single crochet, and the amount of rows we need is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows of single crochet. So I shall do my 8 rows, and then I will meet you back at the end, and hopefully, if I've learnt you correctly, you should now have a lovely square with a cloud in the middle of it. So you could write the pattern down, or you could just watch the tutorial again, make lots of clouds up, pick another one of my squares, make whatever ones you want up of them, sew them all together and make your own lovely design baby blanket. Or you could just do all clouds. You could do them in white and blue, white and grey, white, blue and grey, that would look nice. Or you could just now follow along one of my other tutorials. If you've managed to pick the crochet, the bobble stitch up now, and learn how to do one of the other bobble squares. So I've just done this first row. I'm going to do 7 more, and I shall meet you back at the end. So there's my 8 single crochet rows finished. So your bobble square, the cloud in the middle, should look like this. That's if I've managed to learn you correctly how to do the bobble stitch and you was able to follow it okay. I know the video was a bit long, but I had to show you really how to do each stitch, so I couldn't keep stopping, folding on the bobbles. On the single crochet rows it's not too bad forwarding, but on the bobbles you really need to see them being made. So hopefully now you'll be able to make some of these bobble squares up, and eventually, if you like the bobble that much, you will eventually be able to make something like this, which is absolutely beautiful. It says love, we're going to have some love hearts and hugs at the bottom. Okay, so I hope you like this tutorial. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Any comments, just drop them down in the comment box. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the tutorial, and I will see you again soon. Bye.